Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Welcome, 5 Play Friday Live. We are live from the beautiful San Francisco Bay Area. We're getting things set up here. My elite tech team has assured me today will be a smooth show. They are well prepared. So we will see. We will see. Sometimes the tech team is less than honest with me. We have coffee in hand. Appreciate everybody joining today. I don't know what your weather conditions are. I guess some of the deep freeze across the Midwest has abated. Maybe you have games. Maybe there's a lot to make up. That's always a challenge, I imagine, when your games get postponed and then they start building up like drifts upon the side of the road. Uh-oh. Do we have sound? Everything good? Oh, this is not good. Hold on. Oh, thank you for catching that. Okay. Sound is not good enough. Hold on a second. That's good there. That's good. Hold on. Now the sound should be better. Huh. Okay. All right. Zooch is in the house. Al Kennedy as well. Charles Hollis, welcome indeed. Where are you from, Charles? Zooch obviously displaying a very poor judgment. No, where is all this negative energy coming from? No way. Martin from Indianapolis. Yes, Grace has it sorted. Mike, we've got your dribbler down play as our first play. Good one. Adam in the house, good to see you. Joe Rasa. Feet up in Florida. Oh, Tom, I'm so sorry. I want to apologize right now. Now, we do remember that when Green Bay was the top seed, the lowly 49ers went into a snowy Lambeau to break the hearts of the Cheeseheads. Yes, we do remember that. So it's certainly possible, but we would be surprised, shall we say, if it was anything other than a 49er comfortable victory. Jason, you are a hard-working MFer, as they like to say. Much harder than some. I do have a doubleheader tonight, some prep school games, which I've never done prep school games. You know, I guess these private academies where the players are focused on playing basketball. So we'll see. We'll see. I'm assuming we play NFHS rules, but I don't know. We'll know when we get there. Chicago? Mark, you're in Chicago? What? It's all about the seasoning. It's all about the seasoning. Greg Moshman, -2 in Nebraska. Chilly. Everybody's getting the Mike Goodwin experience. Good morning, Randy Wilson. Good to see you. Chris 83, the Illinois contingent coming strong. Joe, you had a tear of the Achilles? Rehab. Talk to Klay Thompson and and Kevin Durant. Glenn from Black Creek. We love the Black Creek. Show supporter Kamali Rowan in the house. Gregory Handy. Hope all is balmy up in Fairbanks. And Mike, okay, here comes Alaska. Does it ever leave, Mike? Those of us in balmier confines, does winter ever leave? That is the question. Oh, I just did watch Antiques Roadshow last night from Alaska, and it looked very comfortable. Obviously pre-recorded. Excellent. Steve from Michigan, good to see you. Yes, that's taunting, Joe. That is taunting for our frozen tundra brethren. Good morning, Chris. Chris, we have your play. Possible upgrade? I may have some things to say about that. Oh, wow. Wait, what? Oh. I have been duped. Okay. Louisiana is in the house. Good to see you. Official AD. Earl Schaffer, Colorado Springs. Richard Masterson bringing Rhode Island's presence into the chat. Good to see you, Richard. Okay, awesome. Platybours spinning tonight. Boys game. Boys tonight. Boys Saturday. Motown gig 7:30 in Pittsburgh. I assume that is a DJ gig. You are spinning Motown classics. That is my interpretation. Oh, yeah, the tech team is bringing it today. Okay, sounds fixed. Will from Harlem. Will, I'm really curious, in urban environments, how do we get to the game? Do we drive to the game? Is that the thing? Is that a fool's errand? What's the parking like at downtown high schools? Or, really super urban packed high schools. We have a few of them here in San Francisco proper, where, the school is located, in a very densely packed situation. And so I'm always curious about parking and what the strategy is there. Beverly's from Texas in the house. Good to see you, Beverly. North Dakota. Doggy. So, Larry, are we canceling games? Are we making up canceled games? What's the impact? Kelly from North Carolina. Thank you, Keith. Jim Wilkinson from Boston. Awesome. Diversity. Thomas, yes, this is anticipated, but like I say, just a couple of years ago, the situations were reversed, and the 49ers went in and broke the hearts of the Packers fans. Ooh, and they were cold too. Stafford, Virginia. Awesome. Charles from Tennessee. Okay. All right. We had a play from Tennessee. On our last live stream, we had the parents fighting in the stands. Oy, oy, oy. I'm sure that's all the topic in Tennessee, or it was, I'm sure. Sam Maciello, excellent. Denver, Colorado. Doesn't sound warm to me. When the wheels are affected, it's rough. Take it from me. My hip is an issue for me each and every time out, trying to get through the season. We will see how it goes from there. Oh, Jalal in the house. Jalal, you're never in the chat. Good to hear from you. I do have the question out about, like in your Wyoming, you might drive 50 miles for your game or 25 miles or more. But I'm always curious about what the New York City reality is. Yeah, so Chip was the first to straighten me out about the correctable error play from last week, which I got completely wrong. And there's some reasons for that. We're going to have that play today. It's going to be part of the show. And we'll talk about the key elements that we need to know to get those plays right. It's always, correctable error plays are always challenging. Richard Smith in the house. Good to see you. Yes, hit the like button. Let's pump it up. Excellent, excellent. Yeah, I assume, and that whole concept of taking the train to your game and and the issues it may present after the game when you're taking the train home, and oh, wait a minute, there's those fans. A completely different reality. One of the things about this show is just being exposed to people in. It's easy as officials. We get focused on, well, this is how we do things in this part of the world. This is how everybody does things, right? And then you start realizing, oh, wait a minute. Things are very different here. There's exceptions to rules, mechanics, etc. that this state employs. Uniforms are different, and all the things. But just the simple reality of what getting to the game is like Mike Goodwin up in Alaska, where everybody leaves their car running so that they don't freeze over in the parking lot, and traveling to remote locations. And it's just wild. It's wild. The whole spectrum that we experience as officials. So it's great to get that here. Get a better understanding of that. Moscow, Idaho. David is in the house. Doug from South Carolina. Good to see you. And, of course, Billy Mack from that wee little corner of Connecticut. Yeah. I hear you, Will. I hear you, Will. It's presents issues. All right. Stan, good to see you. Yes, so we're supposed to, in the Bay Area, we're supposed to have a dry morning, I'm told from my weather app, but rain this afternoon. I've got games not in Pinole, Stan, but I've got games at Contra Costa College. Hey, Jordan, good to see you. Hey, Jordan, I haven't figured you out. You say like you're a first-year official, and yet all your comments seem really not first year. Let's put it that way. You seem to really have a grasp of what's going on in the game. So I see you. Sometimes you see posts on Facebook. Yeah, I'm traveling to South Carolina and want to get connected with, doing some games on the weekend or whatever. Nobody says that regarding Alaska. All right, good to hear it, Jordan. Go for it. Okay. All right. Now, let's see. All right. Let's make sure we've got things in their place. That's in its place. All right. All right, so just for live stream viewers, remember that when we do our first play, it's a little convoluted because we're preparing for the editing for the final. Right, so we'll look at the first play. We will let's look at our next play, introduction, but in fact, we will look at our play number one. Yeah, so, all right. Don't need these. Okay. All right. I've got that. Troy, do not venture. I guess the streets must be completely empty when it's negative 70 wind chill. I guess you're taking your life into your hands if you're going to venture out. Okay. All right. All right. Here we go. We're into it. League season. Intensity is increasing, but we're staying connected with the game, always looking to improve, looking to get better. Again, we're doing it today by looking at plays. How many? 5. 5 plays. Stick around. Greetings, everyone. Welcome back. 5 Play Friday. My name is Greg Austin with A Better Official. We craft video to help basketball officials get better and take control of their officiating career. We do that by looking at all of the things on plays. We're looking at plays today with our very first play. Guess what? It's a you make the call play. Not block charge for a change. What do you have on play number 1? All right, dribbler down. Ruled a legal play. Do you agree? Legal play? Illegal? What do you have on this play? Make your ruling. Put it in the comments below and stick around to the end of the video where we'll look at all of the things on play number 1. All right, with that, let's move on. Play number 2. Except for live stream. Do I have it? Do I have it? Do I have it? I go to here. Hold on. I got you. I got you. All right, well, let me go back. I'm here. Hey, back at the start of the show, play number 1, we had a dribbler go to the floor and then stand up. Let's look at all the things. Hey, back at the start of the video, we had play number 1, a dribbler going to the floor, standing up, picking up the basketball. Let's look at all of the things on play number 1. All right, on this play, we have a dribbler, right? They put the ball on the floor, slip on the floor, stand and pick up the basketball. Is this a legal play? What do we know about a player who falls to the floor? First of all, is that traveling? Is that traveling? What do we have on this play? Right, we can review all the things. A player who is holding the ball may not touch any part of their body other than their hands and feet to the floor. Does this player, when they go to the floor, are they holding the basketball? Right? That's our first question, right? This player is dribbling, slips on the floor. Why didn't we check the floor beforehand? And then stands and pick up the ball. Right? We know that a player who is on the ground holding the basketball cannot take this action. But does our player who goes to the floor, when is the last time that they were actually holding the basketball? Which is going to be key to our whole equation on this play. This player slips. They are not holding the basketball. They stand up. They are not, and then they are holding the basketball. So after they put the football down for the first time they actually held the basketball was when they were standing and they picked the ball up. There's no restriction on any of the activity on this play. Dribblers can go to the floor. They may not be holding the basketball and go to the floor, touching anything other than hands or feet. A player who's on the floor holding the basketball may not place the ball on the floor, stand up, and pick up the basketball, but this player was never holding the ball on the floor. So, in the end, we have a legal play. Dribbler went to the floor legally, stood up legally, no rules were violated on the play. A great no call by our officials on this play. I think I still need that. Michael Myers says travel in some fashion expresses that. Mike, you submitted the play. Was there, any pushback? Anybody think this, After a loose ball pinned me to the baseline. Oh. Look out, ref. All right, this is not a confusing play. Glenn thinks that the standing up was travel. Glenn, a player must first be holding the basketball on the floor. A player holding the basketball on the floor has limited things that they can do. They may not attempt to get up. Great point of judgment. They may not, after holding the ball, place the ball on the floor, stand up, and then pick up the basketball. They could obviously place the ball on the floor, stand up, and not touch the basketball. That would be legal. But this player is never holding the basketball. They're attempting to, as they attempt to get up, but do not hold the basketball. That is the question, Dean. Beverly thinks travel. Right. That, to me, that's like the biggest part of the play. The obvious part, the player going to the floor while dribbling, nothing. But what he does once he's on the floor is, of course, interesting. Right. Has done nothing illegal, Jordan. That's the key, right? We're going to see things in our game. We're going to see things that are, wait a minute, that's got to be something. That's unusual. That's challenging me to understand whether that's legal or not. Do you know it's illegal? Then you have a whistle. If you're not sure, then you don't have a whistle. If you know that it's not illegal, then you definitely don't have a whistle. Brett's got traveling. The dribble did not end. I guess that's true. I didn't think of it in those terms. Agree. Oh, okay. Then it's helpful in those terms. I mean, the ball did not become loose due to an opponent deflecting the basketball. So the dribble indeed had ended. Greetings, Phil. Well, Ted, I would hope right? So what I like to say when I take to the when we have a wet spot on the floor is nobody is slipping tonight. We do not want players slipping due to the fact that there was a wet. I mean, like we're seeing the free throw being attempted here. Was it a play that caused players to go to the floor in that spot that led to these free throws? We don't know that from the video clip, but just ensuring, just ask the players, hey, feet, come on in, right? Just get it. We do two things in that situation when we do that. We first of all identify a possible safety environment, safety situation, and we can repair it. The other is we're showing the stakeholders in the game we're all about safety and care for the players and the game itself as well. It's an easy thing to do. Sometimes it's annoying. You have super sweaty players who are constantly going to the floor, and you spend a lot of time doing it, and it's annoying, but it's really important to do that as well. Interesting. Okay. All right. So for live stream viewers, we are now moving on to play number 2.
Going to bump the defender. Matthew Zobrist with it. Gets it across barely. Ball now over.
All right, a really great example of the dribbler 3 points rule. A player who is dribbling from the backcourt to the front court in order to establish front court status, all 3 points. This is great because we have a situation where, if we look at it closely, we have the left foot in the front, the ball in the front, and then goes back, right? So it's great to see, they could then have done the same thing with the right foot in the front and the ball in the front and then come back, etc. You can do this dance near the division line. This is a good play to look at. And again, many officials think that 3 points, that language applies in other situation. It refers specifically to this scenario. A player dribbling from the backcourt to the front court may do this dance around the division line until all 3 points are established in the front court. The ball does not gain front court status. So even right here, when the ball is dribbled in the front court, it contacts the front court. It is still in the back court by rule. So it's great to see that play in the wild. Again, just reinforcing our understanding that when a dribbler dribbling from the back court to the front court, I got you. Let me go back. I'm not going to go back. To the front court, all 3 points must be established. Now, one aspect of this play that we look at, right? So our calling official, or a trail official who does not make a call, does a great job here of not ruling anything illegal, because what do we expect in this situation? Energy in the building goes up. Like the people in the stands, come on, that's backcourt, right? The coach, in this instance, he's thinking the same thing. Making the proper non-call in this situation is great. Going and facing the coach in that situation when live play, probably not the best habit. One of the things that I find personally when I'm engaging with a coach during live play, even out of the side of my mouth, adjacent, it's distracting and we're not necessarily at our best as officials. So we just want to identify those situations in our game, something that comes out of that play. But a great, correct no call by our trail official on this play, a great example of backcourt to front court, dribbler action, and what's legal for players to do. I go there. Yeah, Joe, in the previous play, but they can also not place the ball down and stand. Oh, still talking about that. Good get, Jordan. Legal, legal. Easy peasy. Simple play. Entirely. We may have, Tom, we may have a situation where we are using the 10-second off of a shot clock. Maybe. I guess in Chicago, they're trying shot clocks or in Illinois, where I think this is, they have a shot clock. So we would use the shot. So many states use the shot clock to determine the 10 seconds. So if the shot clock gets to 25 and the ball has not gained front court status, and you are confident that your table crew has started the clock properly. Yes, yes. All right, David. Chip, you're going to be fighting that battle along with me forevermore. Forevermore. I don't know. I think many officials, when they're thinking about backcourt situations, they have, we like to say, take the rolls with you onto the basketball court. And what they've done is they've taken a shorthand understanding of backcourt rules by saying by all 3 points, right? They just have that, they own that, and they apply that in all these situations. It's fascinating. It's fascinating. Yeah, just be aware, as we talked about, in the intro, is things are done very differently in different parts of the country, and now that states are adopting a shot clock, many are using, as we do in California, the shot clock to determine 10 seconds when, in this situation, the ball was inbounded with a full 35 on the shot clock. So that is a thing. And of course, here in California, for girls' games, we have a 30-second shot clock and no 10-second count at all. There's no 10-second violations. That is a rules exception. Okay. I like it, Mark. I like it. All right. This is where we get strategerific. Let's see. Okay. Let me do one thing here. Make sure. Yeah. My tech team has set me up for success. Okay, 3 points. Dribbler, backcourt, front court, 3 points. I have 1 point, and that is we've got a tremendous group of show supporters. Who's up on the show supporter big board today? Ted Hayter, Randy Wilson, James M., Warrior Savage, and Chad Hartley. Much appreciated and much love. You want to support the show? There's a link on the screen. It's in the show description. It's in the first pinned comment, and I will put one up above. All right, fantastic. Let's look at our next play. Let's see. Yeah, let's look at our next play. It's a good one. It's a hard one. Let's take a look. All right. Hard foul. In transition, a large player swings a very large arm, contacts a player in the head, causing a violent neck movement, and yet we are not upgrading this play. We have a double whistle. Interesting scenario to me, and it brings up a couple of key points, right? So first of all, let's look, before we look at the nature of the foul itself, let's look at the game situation. We have just started the second half. One team is ahead, basically 40-15. This is a blowout scenario. What do we, when we take to the court in this situation, we've probably discussed what kind of game that we have. What are we looking for? We're looking for frustration by our team that is getting beaten badly. We're looking for any taunting or overly celebratory action by our team that is ahead. They are putting a beat down on this team. And we need to be ready when we take to the court in the second half. We recently had a play where we had the unofficiated elbow on a free throw in exactly this situation. We're basically 45 seconds into the second half, and we have and we have a violent action by a player on the losing team, whose team is getting beaten badly. So this is a great reminder when we take to the court in the second half or in the fourth period, when we have this situation, we may have players who are out to show their frustration about the fact that they're being beaten so badly. Now, to me, this is clearly a play that we need to upgrade. This is excessive contact. This is a head contact on an airborne player. We see the impact of the head contact on this player. We see subsequently the player, after the foul, goes towards our player who's on the floor. I mean, these are all elements on the play that to me, we have to upgrade this. We've just started the third period. Are we going to allow this kind of contact going forward? It's going to have no impact on the game. It has no impact on this player. It's not like if we upgrade to flagrant, then it would. This play needs to be upgraded. This contact, whether you deem that they're going for the basketball or not, this contact, NFHS says, we're really, really concerned with concussions. It's really important not to allow rough play and protect players and try to avoid concussions, right? Now, we can't do that in most situations, but in this situation, we can penalize this activity. This is a play that should be upgraded at minimum to intentional. If you want to have a discussion about flagrant, I think that is certainly on the table as well. But takeaways here: if you are in the game is decided situation, be it at the start of the second half, the start of the third period, or later in the game, right? We're looking for the things that can make our game go sideways. And this would be one of them. And, another question to ask is, are we really ready to officiate when we're coming out at halftime? This is going to be an easy game because, it's already decided. We're just in game management, et cetera. Maybe we lower our guard a little bit. So great takeaways from that play for me. I really like looking at all the things on that play. I go there. It's more than okay to me. I hear you. Right. So on this play, if it turned out later that White 4 was actually concussed on this play, would that be like, oh, wow, really? I didn't see that coming, right? Right. And I don't really understand our trail official going to our player who just got cold cocked, like, keep playing or whatever. I don't know. I mean, it's easy for me. I'm like, obviously I'm not on the game. It's easy for me to say, we have to upgrade that play. Thomas, we'll get to that. I'm with you, Chip. I'm with you. This is a key. This is a tone-setting moment for the second half as well, right? And that's an important part of the equation. Let's say there were 10 seconds left in the game. How would we rule this play as well, right? Let's say we're 10 seconds into the game. Just, yeah. I mean, to me, I'm with Chip. It's easy. It's easy. We cannot have a technical foul official AD for contact. Live ball contact can never be a technical foul. This play is either common, intentional, or flagrant. Ooh, I don't agree with that. I don't agree with that. I think that's a great mindset to have here, Brett. Okay, well, we'll leave that. Oops. Oh, I screwed that up. We'll leave that discussion for now. We'll have a subsequent play that's similar for live stream viewers. That awesome clip was submitted by Young Yip. If you have a play to submit, there's a link on the screen. You know the spots, show description, first pinned comment. Okay, I'll put one up above. Submit your play and it may appear on a future episode of 5 Play Friday. All right, let's move on. Next play. This is a correctable error play. Let's take a look at all the things.
You know how like NBA's get like one-off jerseys for like one game? Special games here and there?
That's the league.
Yeah. Sometimes you see that when the boys were popular.
Yeah.
It's not correctable anymore.
Way out of the
Once they pass the ball in, they can't fix that. That's what I learned from that podcast. Yeah, it's correctable until they inbound the ball. Now they got to talk about it.
All right. Correctable error situations are hard, right? This clip, we usually don't get to see correctable errors play out in this fashion, so this is great. Odd angle from the end line here, but we see all of the things on the play. There are so many positives displayed by this crew. These are great habits and fundamentals as a crew in dealing with the situation, etc. In the end, though, we end up with an incorrect ruling. Correctable error situations are hard. One of the reasons is they're hard, we have to recall what has happened in over a period of time. Let's say, a full 60 seconds between when we should have awarded merited free throws and we failed to do it. And then we need to figure out what the correct administration of what's going to happen next. In this situation, our crew, first of all, our crew chief on the game collects the ball, gets both teams to their benches, knows we have a correctable error situation, we have things to figure out, and comes together as a crew. What are we going to discuss? Is this within the correctable error time frame? Right? That's always critical. But even before we do that, a great habit and fundamental is to identify what is our point of interruption, because we may forget that. What was our point of interruption here after the offensive foul on the throw-in where we should have administered merited bonus free throws? The point of interruption was white throw-in end line. So we have had a change of possession. That's critical to the administration of what happens next. Also in this situation, our crew, understanding that, wait a minute, we should have awarded merited free throws, rescinded the foul on the player who committed the offensive foul on the throw-in, thinking that we rescind fouls in that period, that interim period, but that's incorrect. We only rescind fouls in that instance when it is during unmerited free throws. If the team only had 4 team fouls, the player is awarded 2, and on the second of 2, we have a foul by one of the players in marked lane spaces, let's say, then we would rescind that foul because it occurred during unmerited free throws. That is not the case in this situation. So our correct adjudication and administration should have been 2 free throws to the offended player with the lane cleared, and then a throw-in to white for the team control foul by the player on the throw-in. We should have the foul on the player who committed that team control foul should have stood, and we would resume the game from there. That would be the correct administration on this play. Again, these situations are hard. Our official here does a great job. Coach, I need you coaching your team. Again, we are going to discuss it, etc. We do note that the white coach was at the division line on the court, yelling to the officials that that's a correctable error situation. Of course, we know the proper protocol is for them to go to the table and request that the officials be alerted that they are requesting a timeout for the review of a correctable error situation. It's important to put all of these things in place. If it is deemed that it is correctable, that timeout would be rescinded and we would resume the game in the appropriate fashion. So great to see this all play out. Super positive takeaways from the crew about doing all the right things, identifying we have the situation, coming together as a crew, making your ruling, right? In this case, we got it wrong, but we do our best, right, to make the correct ruling on this play and then proceed from there. So, positives, negatives. When I first viewed this play, I got it completely wrong. Right? It happens. The key thing, though, for me is, in retrospect, is before we go into that conversation, what is the point of interruption? Because that's going to determine what we do next. If the point of interruption was Black had inbounded the ball, dribble. Hey, ref, horn. Hey, ref, that should have been bonus. What's the point of interruption? Black has the ball. After there had been no change of possession, then we would simply resume with players on the lane. If there has been a change of possession, as it was in this case, then we would want to identify that, and that's going to really affect what happens next on this play. So, correctable error scenarios, they're difficult. It's good to walk through the scenario, think through all of the things, how we proceed. Again, take all of the positive habits of this crew in this situation and apply them to your game. But in the end, make the correct adjudication. Did it have a great impact on the game? You're just going to do the best you can in that situation. You're just going to do the best you can. So, awesome. I go there. It is 7:53. That is correct, Jordan. That is correct. The second live ball passed. That wouldn't be correct language. We had made the ball had become live and the ball had become dead. We had not had a subsequent live ball, so our window to correct is there. The error, Mike, was identified after the foul right there. After that foul, we see our white coach on the floor. Hey, right? Step one, coach, you can't be there, right? Now, of course, we have made a mistake. What are we going to do? We got to whack the coach? We have made a mistake in that situation. We're going to be a little lenient. Jordan, they're tough. They're tough. Even when you see the play like this, getting it right, it is not necessarily intuitive. And so, of course, the counsel from veteran officials, hey, Jordan, young Jordan, here's the key. Don't ever allow correctable error situations in your game, and you're going to be fine. That doesn't help when you have a correctable error situations, and you will. Sometimes it's out of your control. The scoreboard had shown only 4. We check with the scorer. They say 4. The scorers get together after that, and it's like it should have been 5, and all sorts of things can happen. Tom, you could take solace in the fact that how many, if we just pick 10 random crews, 2-person, 3-person, varsity, JV, freshman, 10 random crews have this situation, how many are going to get everything right? It's not going to be a majority. I would say that. It's not going to be a majority. Let me see. Yeah, okay. I think I did that. All right, so here's the deal. For the young officials, you get into this situation and your veteran partners say, hey, you should know the rules. What do we have here? Hey, Dave. Many of your fellow Michigan officials are in the chat. Yeah, there you go, Martin. I agree with you, Doug. We're not in the business of having a running recollection of what has occurred in the last 90 seconds in the game. That's not what we do. We make rulings. We're judging the legality of players, of ball handlers, etc., of when a foul occurs, the situation, and what happens next. We're more real-time focused. Correctable errors happen, and we're like, okay, what did we just have? Right? It's hard. It's hard for me. I know that. But here's the thing. The takeaway is, all right, first thing, what is the point of interruption? Because that's going to affect if we have a correctable error, what we're going to do next and identify that off the bat. Has there been a change of possession as a result, either during play or as a result? You know, in this situation, let's say they inbound the ball. They should have been awarded merited free throws. They go down, the ball is stolen, goes down to the other end. Player shoots the ball, misses. Black gets the ball, dribbles into the front court. Now our head coach has gotten the attention of the scorer, the timer, and there's a horn. Hey, ref, that last foul should have been 5. Should have been bonus. Right? Okay. What's our point of interruption? Black has the basketball. Has there been a change in team possession? Yes. Okay. Perfect. Now, is it still correctable? The ball became live. It just now became dead. Hasn't become alive. You know, and just go through this procedure to help us determine what is supposed to happen. And don't be in a rush. Don't be in a rush. And listen to your young official who knows the rules. There was some activity during the dead ball. And the other situation on this play is, I think both our lead and our trail were surprised by the fact that this was a foul on White. If we look at the actual foul itself, there is a definite clamp by White on this play, but that's displacement, right? And after the displacement, White is grabbing the arm of Black. We have this little tussle sort of so it's both ways. Black says, get off me. White says, get off me, right? Something that needs to be addressed, doesn't necessarily rise to the level. Yeah, so Alex, look at the behavior by Black on the play as well. Let's go here. This is not looking good for Black. That is clearly displacement. We see the grab by White 24. That is what the official sees, and that is the ruling on the play. After the ball gets loose, Black shoves right here the White player away. The White, a retaliatory, no, you get off me, right? So a little bit of a even Steven in that situation. Who went first? Black went first, etc. Dave, this is the exact play which I absolutely got everything wrong on the previous week. So that's why we're showing it, and this will be part of the actual show. Oh, Adam. Beverly, that's certainly what jumps out from the angle that we have, which of course is not the angle that the center had. I think our crew was surprised with the original foul, and when you're surprised by your partner's call, sometimes that takes our focus away from the game. Speaking for a friend, of course, not for me. I would not either. Doug. But that's just us. All right. So now what am I doing? All right. As we've talked about, correctable errors, super difficult. We do have an opportunity for correctable error training available. I will put a link on the screen. You know, all the, yeah. I'll put it up above. All right. Moving on. Next play. Yeah, get ready for this one.
Remind you of Matt a little bit. Left-handed Matt Anderson. That was the comparison Coach Fechner gave us tonight.
Nice mid-range jumper from Anderson. That's off the mark.
There again, Matt sort of fading away on that one.
Ward by Cloth. It's going to be an offensive foul tied up with Ryan Cooper there. Still a little bit of an elbow. And now he's squaring off you again.
Good job by the official there. Yep.
Really nice job.
Yep.
They're shaking hands. They're getting it worked out.
Competitive people, it happens. Ref did a nice job. Ryan and Rhett did a nice job. It's two guys going at it. That happens sometimes. 5.5 left in the second quarter here. Jack Cloth into the game.
Both coaches took them out too.
Yep.
Let them catch their breath.
Yep.
Cool it for them.
Okay, that's unfortunate. To me, this is clearly a flagrant foul. Without question. Without question. How we come out with common foul here, even if we think like White was like grabbing his arm at that, come on, man. Come on. This player knew where the player was, saw their location, swung violently with their elbow. Was this contact violent and savage in nature? Yes, this is a flagrant foul. If you don't believe it's a flagrant, it's like, oh, well, this is their team best player. We can't disqualify them with a flagrant foul and all the penalties that'll come from that, right? At minimum, it's an intentional foul. Just because a player is on offense, right? We are not limited to player control foul in that situation. We can obviously have intentional and flagrant. This is, to me, textbook, right? Sometimes we have players who are in a vulnerable position. Somebody comes from behind, violently shoves them on the way to the basket, and we say, okay, that's easy flagrant. When this player, does he know where that player is who's behind him? Does he know? Yes. Yes, he does. Is that violent or savage contact? Yes. Yes, it is. Yeah. Again, if this player, it turns out, next day, he's not playing. Why? He's got a concussion, right? Would that be a shock? No, we expect it in this situation. That is quite a shot to the head, and that was not simply a player moving with their body, etc. They swung their elbows, knowing where the player was. This is a flagrant foul and has to be upgraded. Now, great job by our new lead, slowing our official down and saying, hey, we have to talk about that play. Great job by our center official getting in, having proximity on the players. A little frustrating. It's a little frustrating. Yeah. That's all I'm going to say about that. So, we look at this play, plays similar to this. Now, players can inadvertently contact due to a pivot. They can contact with the soft part of their arm. They can contact with the hard part of their arm. They can, those things can happen inadvertently. This was not inadvertent. This player knew where the player was and sent a message, and the contact itself was violent or savage. We have to protect players from this kind of activity if we want our players to be safe in the game. Tom has intentional. Well, yeah. So, Martin, sometimes players, right? So we have a situation in our game. This kid is obviously very tall, and playing against smaller players. It's always presents challenges to officiate big against small. The small are little gnats. They're swirling around. They may have contact that has no impact on our taller player, but sometimes the taller player can grow frustrated with that activity, right? And we want to like not. So could we call or should we call a foul on white 42 here if they contact his elbow, contact the arm? In retrospect, maybe so. Right? And our player grows frustrated with all of that. It's like, get off me, bro. You know who I am? I'm number 42. So, and does that affect our thinking? Oh, I should have called a foul on white. I didn't. Okay, well, we don't want to penalize black. Just players are responsible for their action. Yes, he sized him up. He knew he was there. Oh, so the first, right, so we're allowing the contact by the gnats, as it were, here. Yeah, I would not, if we're going to call a foul on black at that point for the initial, just making space, get off me, bro, I would go common on that. Mike, that is a great point. That is a great point. If we have a flagrant foul signal, who cares, right? We've got something in our game that we're going to have to deal with. We have great impact on the player, obviously, who was fouled, but we are all on the player who fouls, right? They're going to, for a flagrant foul, they're going to face penalties. Again, depending on venue, they may miss the next game. They may miss the next 3 games, depending on what the league, state association, et cetera, determines. So flagrant fouls do have impact beyond the game. We have to be aware of that, but at the same time, players have to be responsible for their action. Billy dredging up the point of emphasis from the past. Dredging. I don't know. PS in AP1. And again, we note the score. Our white team is losing, so it's probably not a frustration foul. The frustration is probably these guys are whacking away at my arms. So we have to be super sensitive to that. Maybe we, at some point you could potentially talk to a big player. It's just like, I see everything that's going on around you. Just play through it, etc. We'll get the big stuff. But if you'd done that in this instance, you'd be hurt. You'd be hurt. Okay. All right. That was 1, 2, 3, 4. That was play 5. And we've done the back at the start of the video. Okay. All right. So, flagrant foul situations are not comfortable even to view. Right? But it's better that we see it on video than in our own game. But let's look at a bonus play, a little less drama, and let's look at a bonus play.
20. Jenkins, the only player in double figures, behind the back, contact, ball tipped away, jump ball, and it'll go out to Anderson County. They've used aggressive defense on Jenkins to cause contact, and she, with the possession arrow, avoids back-to-back turnovers.
Yes, and anytime you have Josie Gilvin playing on the top of the defense, it is so hard to get through her with her deflections.
Inbounds almost stolen, but it was kicked with the foot by Josie Gilvin. Long arms of Gilvin. Saw a lot of good 5'10" to 6'1" wings with long wingspans, or as one coach called it, condors. One of the officials stopping things here, and one of the officials coming over to the official score to talk to him. They double check something, and we play on.
All right, great kick save by our defender on this throw-in. Okay, so this play emphasizes the fact that during an alternating possession throw-in, the ball is kicked by an opponent, or there was some other violation or foul, that the throw-in has not ended. In this situation, the kicked ball, the resulting throw-in right here is for, or when we have a resulting throw-in, in this situation, it is not an alternating possession throw-in any longer. That throw-in has not ended. This throw-in is a throw-in for a kicked ball violation. Who knows that? The officials hopefully know. Nobody else knows. Our table crew doesn't know. Our coaches don't know, etc. This is not an obvious play that everybody knows the ruling on. But it's great to have it on video from a couple of years ago, 2021, so we still had team fouls 6 and 7, right? The resulting throw-in after the kick ball is a throw-in for the kicked ball. It is not an alternating possession throw-in. At the end of the resulting throw-in, we will not switch the possession arrow. Of course, when is the possession arrow switched? It's switched when the throwing team violates, when the ball is legally touched in bounds, or touched inbounds or out of bounds. Okay, so in this situation, yeah, it's just great to see this and think it through. Now we note our trail official comes in, he knows, right? Those two officials are communicating. Our center official has gone to the table. Great recognition here. Hey, hold up, right? Our crew is out of position, right? We need to relay to our scorer who may be holding up the possession arrow or ready to switch it. This throw-in, this resulting throw-in is no longer an AP arrow. Red will keep the arrow after this throw-in ends. So it's just great to see that play. We don't see it often. This is great, high-quality video. So we just re-emphasize the fact that recognizing the resulting throw-in here is for the violation and not an AP throw-in. All right, fantastic. Appreciate you joining. Appreciate you sticking around to the end of the video. Have additional video content, and in addition, be a great time to do all of the things. The liking, the subscribing. Hit the like button. That's not hard to do. Come on. In addition, we have an opportunity to thank our tremendous show supporters today. Who's up on the show supporter big board? Ted Hayter is up on the big board. Randy Wilson. James M. Very mysterious. Warrior Savage. Wow. Chad Hartley. Much appreciated. Much love. You know where to find all the things. Yeah. If you want to support the show, become a show supporter. Get your name up on the big board. You know what to do. All right, fantastic. Additional video content available. Here's the link to the correctable error training available as well. All right, fantastic. Have a great one, everybody. We'll see you in the very next video. Take care. All right, live streamers. Of course, we've got more plays. Yeah. Sometimes we can play through it. Sometimes, yeah. They were very straightforward, doing all the things. Now, this is obviously a competitive game, late in the fourth period, right? So our crew does a great job here. I love the kick mechanic. Come on now. Come on, you can get a little higher. Yeah, I love everything about this, right? Our young trail official, right? Ball gets loose. See, the first reaction is, oh, we're going the other way, and then has a great look at the play. Don't want to bail in that situation. Love it. Greg, you've stymied me with that. I don't appreciate that. Come on, make it easy for me. If it's a dead ball, well, no, the ball was live. Clock failed to run. Oh, you mean the foul when White should have had the throw-in? No. I'm going to have to think that over. Michael, yes, on the next held ball, the red would retain the arrow. Well, I'll tell you, Tom, the officials' care package in the locker room must be full. Billy Mack, good point. Well, so we're right at the junction. I know for me, when in doubt, go end line. When in doubt, go end line. If it's obvious that this is outside of our spaceship, yeah. Okay, but let's, for live stream viewers, look at our very next play. What do we got? Oh, I like this play. All right, block charge from the center. No call by the lead. Why not? Why wouldn't we have a call by the lead in this situation? Right? Center has the call. We're going the other way. A lot of habits and fundamentals on this clip. Great for young players to adopt. Right? So, first of all, does this play need a whistle? Yes. Who has the primary responsibility for this play? The lead official. The lead does not have a whistle. Does that mean, as the center, when you saw the contact, does that mean that we're not supposed to put a whistle on the play? Right? We want to officiate where our partners cannot, whether they should have or failed to. Right? This is obvious displacement. Was our defender there legally? In my opinion, yes. If we look at the play, starting there. Right, secondary defender in the middle of the lane. This player belongs to our lead official. Let's go here. Our official should be looking at this player here. Instead, they are looking at something else. Player was legally established before the ball handler went airborne. our lead official is looking at this action here and misses this action here. Our center official says that's a play that needs a whistle. We are going the other way. You don't have a whistle? I got you, right? Great cadence by our center official. This is what we're looking for in this situation. And for young officials, know what happens next, okay? Many high school associations are going to say, hey, show a little more urgency. Does our official get to the reporting area? Yes, yes, they do. Do they get to a clear view with the table? Yes, yes, they do. They understand that they will now be the center. We never designated the spot, I don't think. Did we? That's what's missing on this play. A little look back to find the player number, right? We get it, etc. We know that we're the center official in transition. We're going to bring those players in, etc. Great demeanor. This is just meat and potatoes, business as normal call. A lot of positives on the play. If we're the lead official, right, we could say, well, should I have been officiating what I was looking at, or should I have been officiating that secondary defender? Something looking on the play. Okay, I'm going. Where am I going? I'm going here. Team, yeah. We use the diagram for determining resulting. Pass and crash. Yeah, strong and patient, right? That's your call, partner. No? Yeah. Great cadence on the call. Cadence is great. Demeanor is great. Assured, knows exactly what's going to happen next. What we see from a lot of younger officials is they are so focused on the call that they've just made, they end up after reporting, okay, where am I supposed to go? Right? And showing after all this strength and confidence when reporting, then they show uncertainty. And human beings in the building pick up on that. So we like to eliminate that. Yeah, but the error would still be in the correctable time frame, Greg, right? Even if it was before the clock starts. Right? The ball had yet to become live, but we're still, I mean, obviously if the coach had gotten the attention when they were about to administer the throw in and we stopped play, it's correctable. Clock starting and stopping would be more a question of when the opportunity correct had ended, not whether we can correct in this situation, if I'm understanding. I appreciate that. Just bringing, yeah. Any point you bring up about a correctable error is going to be like, wait a minute. Jordan, he was just not looking at that defender. He'd given up on that defender. Yes. Is that why our center officials submitted this play? We got to celebrate when we dominate, when we get things, Yeah, that goes into my highlight reel. And then there's the Hall of Shame reel. Hold on, Thomas. Yeah, it looks like that's a habitual action, right? So he's got his right hand up. That's probably habitual. And so we're going to want to come down with the head on that, to behind the head. Yeah, we can't all be Chris Janish, who's just like clockwork. Got the right hand, got the player control, team control. All right, cool. I'm moving on. We got another play. What do we have? Oh. Directional infusion. Let's go.
And Salyer gets the rebound. Gets it ahead to Grayson Whitaker for 3, no good. Rebound by Whitaker. And Zane Whitaker. Oh, wow.
They're going to give him that? Oh, they're going to give him that?
Who doesn't appreciate directionally infused batting of the basketball? Right? Loose ball, no team control. The ball is clearly directed to a teammate in the backcourt, and yet no backcourt violation is ruled. How? How can this happen? And then we've got this play. Unclear. Are we scoring the goal? Are we pointing at the offended player? Let's take a look. Right? All right, so we have team control by White. Team control, no longer team control. No team control. Ball's loose. No team control. Does that batting of the basketball with a soft hand lead to team control, or is it simply directionally infused batting? That's what everybody wants to know. Oh, that's what we get paid the big bucks for, Dave, is determining team control. What would have to happen, Jordan, for there to be team control established by that player? What would have to happen? The player needs to be holding or dribbling the basketball. Were they dribbling the basketball? No. Were they holding the basketball? No. No, they were not. They knew where their teammate was, and they batted the ball in their direction. The hand is kind of soft. If in theory they cocked their wrist, saw him, and then, did a sort of like a flick, then potentially you could say they were holding the basketball. We don't have to fight for that. We don't have to fight for that, like, oh, in that microsecond they did that thing. If they bat the ball in the direction of a teammate intentionally, they were intentionally batting it towards a team. You see this all the time in the NBA in rebounding situations. Players simply say, I'm not going to go up and grab the ball. I have my teammate over there. I'm going to bat him the ball. Bat him the ball. Ah. Yeah, exactly. Well, it's a microsecond. You could have control in a microsecond. Good, Jordan. Don't call that. Oh, Rick, it's going to be there next year. It's going to be there next year. It's a dib. I call it a dib. Great advice. Don't split hairs on this play. Even though, is the energy in the building going to rise? Yes. Yes, it is. Oh, we love it. We love it. Okay, that's straightforward. Let's take one last look. You know that, that kind of play. 9-3-3. Here we go. All right, here's that play. You know that one. Great to talk about this. First of all, our lead official, man, they are constrained. Are they going to catch a pom-pom in the left ear? Big, great opportunity to employ, either because it's approved locally or not, the delayed lane violation signal when this player obviously chooses to run from one part of the court to another. This is specifically what this play last year. This would have been a violation when the player voluntarily left the court. Right here, right? Whoops. Back. Right? This is a play. Player on this side goes to this side. Player on this side goes to this side. Of course, it's a little crowded with the player running at them. And so they choose, well, I'm going to use the out of bounds portion over here. And they return to the court. There's a delay, right? Our ball handler dribble, then passes, right? Does the delay end the opportunity to make the ruling? I think by rule, no. This action used to be illegal at this point, and now when they're the first to touch becomes, yeah. So that's that play. You know that one. Crew didn't recognize our lead official was kind of hemmed in, right? Maybe lost track of that player, but this would be a great opportunity. I've been starting to use that, to employing the delayed, just to help my brain. Just say it's a reminder. If you got your arm sticking out here like this and play continues and you still have your arm sticking out and then ultimately they pass, two things happen. One is it shows up on video because you made the call, although it's tough here when they're looking in their lane area and can't see that peripheral. Yeah. At the end of the day, does anybody care? Do either team care in this situation? No, probably not. Probably not. Yes, it is. Of course, Adam, that is the question. Would I have called it last year? I hated that rule. Yeah, let's say the team, in a non-shot clock state, let's say the team goes into a delay offense. They run a minute off the clock, then they throw it to a player in the wing after they've gone to various other parts of the court. Yeah. Try explaining that one. Yeah, well, so let's say the lead does display that delay signal here. Our trail, in theory, could make the call, right? Because the delay signal alerts the crew, like right here, all right? The trail's not going to see it, but if the lead's holding a delayed signal, what does that say to you as the trail, right? Yeah. Tough. Nobody knows what you have on those plays. And nobody's appealing for it, right? Like the black coach is not over there saying, he ran out of bounds. It happens off ball, etc. All right. Well, I appreciate everybody joining today. Pretty good. Yeah, it seems so. I'm running about 95 minutes. What are you going to do? I try. But we got bonus plays to show, man. Bonus plays. All right. Well, I hope all that are in those snowy, wintry confines that you stay safe out on the roads on the way to your games, if your games are happening. Anticipate your resulting overload that's going to occur when all those games have to be made up. Stay safe. Take care of yourself. And, we'll see you. We'll see you in the next video. Take care, everybody. Have a great week. Take care.